Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'm sorry it's so, by last minute. I do admit I was thinking of making this stream earlier and I could have made the waiting room, but first of all I was feeling scared about VTube Studio not functioning again, and then I wasn't sure if I had the energy or motivation to stream. But I started to think about it and felt more like I wanted to stream something. And coincidentally I remembered, oh, it's a Friends Day today, or Valentine's Day everywhere else in the world. In Finland it's called Friends Day, and I think in Swedish it's Alla hjärtans dag, like All Hearts Day, or the Day of All Hearts. Let me see if I'm wrong. Alla hjärtans dag. Yeah. So all Hearts Day. I don't know if it is romantic in Sweden or not, but in Finland, Valentine's Day is associated with like friendship and stuff. Let's hope this game does not end there because I'm looking for romance. Am I stuttering or is it just my other monitor? I don't know. Though it would suck if now my model froze. I also remember that it's been a while since I last played the game, so I'm looking at my other monitor right now and terrified of VTube Studio not like functioning, but it should be fine. It's been a while since I last played the game. I remember, like, I was thinking, like, what should I play? And I was reminded of a comment the last time I played this, and it was like, oh, I thought you dropped this or something like that. And no, I am not. I have not dropped the game. Danganronpa has been on my mind so much. and this requires so much reading. It's a little difficult, but I was thinking I would like to play something gentle. This is gentle, something easygoing, nothing too hard, something to chill with. And yeah, I guess just, I don't know, fictional romance, babe. It's been a while. I also replayed Senua's Sacrifice just like last night. Down that game is good. I might re-stream it again. Like I have once streamed it. My first playthrough has been streamed. It's just the game has performance issues, and like I ran checks and stuff, like my computer should be completely fine running it, and I saw like other people had also stuttering problems because of like some updates to the graphics. So I'm looking for a mod to fix it. It gets a little easier if you change a few settings in the setting menu, but there are still places where it stutters quite a bit, and I'm not sure if it's just like performance issues on my computer's part, which it shouldn't be. I don't know, maybe there could be a mod that could help with it. But I was thinking I would love to play Senua's Sacrifice. Like now that Danganronpa is done, I feel like I have completed a duty. Like I'm finally free in a way. And it's kind of a freeing feeling. I don't know. I don't need to play Danganronpa anymore. It's over. Oh boy. I also I finished my Rain World edit. It was quite spontaneous decision to edit all the VODs, but I did it. Both of the VODs I have of it so far. We'll probably continue Rain World at some point. Yeah, that is just something I wanted to say. Anything else? No, I don't know. Let's just go for it. So, we had the beginning of the young adults part last time, and I was yapping so much we didn't make any progress at all. So, let's try to yap a little less. I'll blow my nose first. It's I don't think I'm sick. Like, I shouldn't have any temperature, but I've been having like a runny nose the whole day. It's really annoying. But let's hope it doesn't interfere. So there's the DLCs, but I don't want to. I don't think I want to play any of the DLCs on stream. So if you want to experience them yourself, you have to buy yourself the DLCs. It's so much content. It's like so many hours of extra content. Like, I played through the game once without streaming, and it still took me so long to go through everything, even if I'm not really commenting on anything or reading it out. So hang, come on guys, you could have named this chapter a little something different. So there's gonna be 5 moments. I think I want to try to what happens if I press this? Oh, there's even more DLCs? What the fuck? Well, anyway, I think I'm gonna try going through all the moments and then the summer ended bit where the summer ends, but might have to like cut it at some point. Maybe at max 4-hour stream. It's really late, it's like 10 p.m. I usually end my streams by this point. Like, this is a very unusual time for me to stream. It's gonna be a surprise if anyone tunes into the stream, but it's fine. I'm like hanging out, chilling it. When I was editing Rain World, I was reminded of when I started streaming. I do admit, like, sometimes it has felt more like a duty. Sometimes. And then I was like, no, remember the time when we were like just starting and doing it just for the funsies, which I do still, but you know. Yeah, I guess this is good. Good. If this is gonna be one of those streams that gets like 1 view, I think that would be in a way a nice and warm experience. Yeah. Anyway, so let's hang. Stars had aligned, and somehow everyone was free today. Miranda had set things up with several bubbly phone calls between Ryuki and Terry to find a time to hit the beach. They were hoping that this would be a fun time together. It's been so difficult to schedule Pathfinder sessions lately. Like, it's been multiple weeks if you haven't been able to play one campaign, because all the time someone has something. And then when finally comes a week when no one would have something, one person goes, like, I don't know, to spend time at their cottage or something with family, and it's like, come on bro, just stay home. Cottage time is not as important as Pathfinder, but it's been frustrating. Oh wait, Ko, why are you not wearing a shirt? Cove sat on your windowsill and kicked one of his legs into the air idly. He already had his swimsuit on, and his towel was bundled under his arm in a misshapen ball. Oh, okay. I was like, is this gonna be like Cove's summer look, just without a shirt? He'd shown up earlier that morning with a surprising amount of enthusiasm. He was chatting as you caught up to his preparation. Seriously, I couldn't find my swimsuit this morning. I looked everywhere, it had disappeared. I had no idea what I was gonna do. And shrimp, guys. Could have gotten a new one somewhere. What happened to all of your other swimsuits? You don't have to wear a swimsuit to be on a beach. You stay quiet. Let's ask what happened to all of the other swimsuits. I mean, Cove is a swimmer. Also, why is Cove looking at us with this kind of look? I know that you're not that's not your only one. Cove looked away and shrugged. I may have some laundry to do. Anyways, I don't know why it was in the bathroom when I never put it there. He gave a small smile and readjusted the towel in his arms. You now could see that it had been folded at some point, but then rolled up and carried without much care.
I'm so glad.
But I'm just so glad I found it. It would have been crappy to lose my favorite trunks. It was nice to see Cove so happy and comfortable in what he was wearing. You walked over to your dresser and mused about how you had picked out your own swimsuit. Luckily, since you were average height, you only needed to worry about finding the right size when it came to the shape of your body. Oh. I don't know, I guess I'm just generally medium. And I mean, I do like muscle. Let's have a little muscle definition. My body was toned and firm, with muscles that were there, those slight in size. You kept mostly the same shape you had throughout your teenage years. Should I be smaller on the screen? More to the side? And maybe lower? Now you can see the text too, yeah. You were used to your body and your body was used to your habits.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about some things. What things? Just myself and my body, really. His eyebrow rose at the admission of self-reflection. What do you think? What did you think of who you were? You considered your identity further. Oh, like a gender identity thing. I think we have made a decision that Jamie is a man, so let's just go with that. You had no questions about that part. And you had a naturally flat chest. That's the way you wanted it to be. You generally wore a padded brow with your chest. You had breast augmentation surgery. You felt it like that, but we're considering options. But this is kind of sad to read because they are based in the US, right? But the recent like changes after Trump started as president, it's like kind of sad to read about. Like, yeah, the character for sure had a breast augmentation surgery before they graduated high school. Like, totally that can happen in US. Totally chill opportunity. But I guess this game is not for complete realism, right? It's more of an escape to a more happy life, happy queer life, the possibility of living us in safe environment. I guess that's how I want it to be. I don't want to make the body experience complicated for... This is just a streaming personality we have created for Jamie. People had a lot of their identity wrapped up in their physical form. It shaped their self-image. That is true. You were comfortable in yours. Yeah, let's be comfortable. Your body was you and it was a good one that you felt content in. He focused on Cove again. He smiled at you and tilted his head, a question still in his eye. But before you could, you had something to say to him. The stream disconnected for a bit, but I think it reconnected. I don't know what's up with that. Let me blow my nose one more time. I hope I'm not getting sick. Luckily I do still have some pills left, like some flu medicine from Japan. Those are generally like stronger and work better than in Finland. We just take like some general medicine for everything and it never works on me. But in Japan, when I got once like real sick, I went and bought just some random medicine. It worked. It actually worked. So maybe I'll take like as a preventive measure one of those after the stream. Maybe good. I wouldn't want to be sick, especially because tomorrow we have like we started the new campaign this week, and we are supposed to play it. I wouldn't want to cancel it. Anyway, we have something to say to Cove. Let's hope the stream doesn't disconnect anymore. What do you think about me? Oh, you like the way I look? I want to go with the what do you think about me? I feel like it's more deep. Oh, how I look, I mean. Oh. Cove smirked a little, his eyes taking you in easily. Fishing for compliments, Jamie. You look great. Everyone knows that, including you, by the way. Unless that's changed. So what if I wanted you to compliment me? You still should. Let's be very straightforward, but let's play Jamie like strong on this. I'm waiting. I said you look great. Bob shook his head. His hand went up to try to unsubtly cover his smile. I was kind of worried you were so in your own head because something was wrong. Guess not. I'm glad.
Hey.
Jamie. Cobb gave a bent smile, pointing to your arms. You're looking particularly toned today. It's... He answered not with words, but a solid okay sign with both hands and same cheeky smile. Cobb suddenly flushed when he realized how boldly he had complimented you. You stood by it, even if he was a little red. You were a little taken aback. That came out of nowhere. You glanced at yourself. That did not come out of nowhere. We directed the game to this. Drinking a little bit. This is just so cute. This is adorable. This game is really just a happy-go-lucky, like, I don't know, just feeling happy. You like that? Yeah. He started to flex and show jokingly, flirtatiously stretched. Stood there stunned. You're so sweet and fantastic. You have some pretty good arms yourself. You hug him, and that is not flirty at all. Should we start flirtatiously stretching? Or say you have very good arms yourself and see him stretching? I don't know. I mean, Jamie feels comfortable in his skin. He's bold. Let's go with that. You fluttered your eyelashes and slowly stretched your arms out in front of you towards him. Your sleeve fell down, but instead of fixing it, you let it stay that way. You looked Cope straight in the eye as he openly displayed your arms. He cracked a huge smile. Jamie, this is too much for me to witness. Cope hopped up from his seat and fluttered his hands in front of you, gesturing for the display to stop laughing the whole while. You thought on some level he might not have been fully kidding around with that. He was flustered. You gave the poor guy a break and put the goods back down. Goods? You call them goods? He exaggeratedly wiped his brow and let himself fall back into place on the windowsill. Finally, you felt it was enough of that topic for one day. You went back to your original goal before you got sidetracked. You needed to pick what you wanted to wear to the beach. A speedo? Never would I ever wear a speedo. Ever. What should we wear? Let's drink. A one piece, two piece, one piece, a speedo. A one piece swimsuit, why not? I don't know, casual clothes. What the heck is a tankini? I haven't... This is like a tank top? I don't know. Let's have just swim trunks with no shirt. While you dug around in your drawers, you tried to think if there was anything else you were missing. I guess we're gonna grab I don't know, why do we have to take something else? A regular shirt? With that taken care of, you held your outfit together and looked at Cove. He was tapping his toes on the side of the wall as he waited. You vaguely wondered if he thought that was a comfortable place to sit. You hoped so, given how long he'd perched on it. Regardless, it was time for him to go. You weren't going to put on your beachwear with him just chilling there. What? Why not? Come on, guys. You need to come, like... You need to make some progress on this. Also, it's not weird at all. I think. Let me blow my nose again. Honestly, maybe it was a bad idea to stream when I have like this runny nose. Oh boy. I hope I muted myself. Did I mute myself? Oh, hopefully I did. Anyway, who smiled, content with being kicked out. Cove lowered himself off the window and strolled past you to get to the door. He slightly brushed his fingers against her cheek when he passed by. Old romantic.
Bye.
I guess I'll see you out front. When you were alone, you got undressed and put the swimwear on. Nothing was forgotten. You left your room and hurried down the stairs, ready to meet Cove. You made sure to lock your front door and walked outside. Cove stood in the road, looking down and scuffing his feet on the asphalt. When you shut your heavy door, he looked up at you and smiled. Hey. Hi, Miranda and Terry are gonna be here in not too long. Terry even texted me earlier saying she was mostly on schedule.
Well,
why don't we just head to the beach and wait for them there? We're both ready. Yay, we are gonna go and send a message. It was a familiar path to walk, and it wasn't long until you reached the shore. I'm gonna try to skip some of the lines sometimes because they have like unnecessary information. Make it a little faster. Cove laid out his towel on the warm sand. Okay, I gotta say, even though I do appreciate the game, some of the musics are really annoying. Cove laid out his towel on the warm sand. You set up your stuff beside him and looked out into the ocean. The rolling swells hit the shore rhythmically. You all had lucked out. It was a beautiful day. The sky was clear and the waves were good. It was a balmy summer day, but with a pleasant breeze to keep things comfortable. Essentially, it was perfect.
So?
Do you feel like heading into the water? Maybe just walk down the shore? Or would you want to do something here? Water sounds good. Stroll will be good, son. And let's let Curve decide. Maybe walk a little at first anyway? Okay. Sounds nice. You took a deep breath and tasted the relaxing, salty air. Cove caught your eye and gave you a small smile. You chatted a little before a comfortable quiet settled over the two of you, content to watch the waves as you waited for the others. Luckily, it didn't take long until you heard shouts. You turned your head to see both Miranda and Terry running straight for you. Miranda was faster, making leaps and bounds across the sand. Terry followed in her wake, laughing with her towel clutched around her shoulders and flowing like a cape. Miranda started making her jumps even more theatric and more precarious as she got closer. Her waved them on with a bright grin. You know, I don't personally like in real life, I don't like those kind of couples who just like, they just completely ignore their whole other like social circles once they get together, like they just disappear. But I kind of wished we had that option with Curve and just like skip this, because for example like Terry is a character who is just being introduced to the game. I know this game is not like mainly focused, like only focused on romance, and it's more like experiencing summers in a healthy environment, but you know, I'm really mostly not interested in these side characters. You cheered, you waved through, laughed. Let's wave. Terry tried to wave with both hands while running, one for you and Cove. But she was distracted and lost her balance, nearly falling, laughing all the while. The two officially arrived at Cove's and your setup, looking completely ready for an ocean adventure. They were already in their swimwear and were raring to go. Don't they have don't this have, if this is like supposed to be like a beach that's relatively actively in use, shouldn't they have like one of those like booths where they can change outfits? Like it would make sense they would have those. Hey Terry, Miranda, welcome to our beach.
Hey!
She beamed and Miranda nodded with a smile.
Oh yeah!
Yay, I'm so pumped! Yeah, I'm really glad this worked out. What have you guys been up to over here in your own town? Herb, Jamie, have we missed things? Herb blinked and then shrugged when nothing he wanted to mention came to mind. Let's give a recap, I guess. The moms were the same as ever for the most part, although they were definitely still adjusting to you being an adult now. I don't know if Jamie is yet an adult though. Like it just graduated high school. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Liz had asked you to take pictures of her latest makeup look the other day. There was nothing to... oh, that's not interesting. Yeah, we exchanged our latest updates. Terry then started talking about her morning and how she'd almost overslept since she had stayed up too late last night. But don't worry about me being tired today. You know, I ran on less back during school. Miranda also filled in. Hey, let's walk while we catch up.
Okay.
Once everyone's stuff was settled on the beach, the group strolled over to the shoreline. The wet sand was cool under your feet. A wave rushed up and covered your ankles in water. You flinched from the suddenness of it, but by the next wave you were acclimated. You took another step forward and sank a little into the ground. Behind you, your footprints were soon smoothed by the waves. It was a relaxing jaunt. Yay! Hours passed. But it was another break time. You sat on your towel and blah blah. Your friends were hard at work burying Terry's full body under a pile. Miranda used her arms to force up sand around Terry's sides. Have you guys ever done this, like burying one of your friends? I started to think about it, like, have I ever buried anyone? I don't think so. I know it's like a classical beach thing to do, to bury someone under the sand, but I guess personally I'm too claustrophobic for that, and I don't hang out with friends on the beach. Honestly, I don't remember many times I would have gone to the beach with friends, so I think I haven't. I don't know, somehow the idea just terrifies me of all the weight on me. Of course they can, you can be dug deeper or more like with less pressure and less weight on you, but it feels kind of horrifying, the idea. Okay, eventually a shadow passed over you, dampening the light that was still notable even behind your eyelids. You checked to see Cove had joined you there. He knelt down to dig around in the pile of assorted beach stuff in the middle of everyone's towel setup and pulled out the sunscreen. He took a seat next to you on his towel. He opened the bottle with a soft pop and began to reapply the cream. Hey. He ran his hands across his chest to work the sunscreen in, and you might have checked him out a little from the corner of your eye, while still sipping some water. You noticed him, and Cobb tilted his head your way as a smile formed. Would you wanna help me reach my back? Yeah, I can do that for sure. Thanks. You scooted up behind your boyfriend and reached a hand around his front as he could squeeze a small pile of sunscreen. So he could squeeze a small pile of sunscreen into your hand. Why is it so difficult? I don't understand why it's so hard to read out loud. Like, why am I struggling with it so much? Anyway, I put the music a little louder for you. I can adjust it on my headphones so I don't have to listen to it as much. Also, the track changed. Anyway, you rubbed your palms together, spreading the cream out more evenly. Then began applying it softly to his shoulder blades. Untrimmed. From there, you moved to the tops of his shoulders, the nape of his neck, and down his spine. Ko was mumbling the entire time, but he couldn't make out what he said. He might not have even realized he was doing it himself. The tone of his voice and the look on his face got the message across just fine, however. He was happy. You were too. After he and you finished up, Cove let out a comfortable sigh and looked off into the distance. But then he sighed again, this time in an exaggeratedly disappointed way. You wondered if he was going to sigh again, even more dramatically, if you didn't say anything. What's wrong? You wondered what it was. You raised an eyebrow, you chuckled. Oh, Cove, whatever it is, I'm sure it's gonna be okay, you joked. Let's just ask straightforwardly. You inspected his face to see if there was anything actually distressed about him, but he still just looked like he was exaggerating. Just anyway, since it was obvious that was what he wanted. He shook his head, comically despondent. His frown didn't match the sparkle in his eyes. What is he doing? Is this a joke that's incoming?
Don't worry about it.
My mouse keeps double clicking, sometimes it's really annoying. I'm just becoming another jaded adult, that's all. Now you were really confused. You waited for him to continue and his next sigh did not disappoint. It was the most ridiculous sad sigh you had ever heard. And he smiled a little. Mermaids aren't real. You know, the jokes they make, I guess it's like, it's a good balance and experience, this game. Me and my friends have such a dark and I guess very dirty-minded sense of humor. Seeing these like really innocent jokes the game tries to make or suggest, I just like they're completely on another category of jokes and topics compared to like my usual sense of humor, you know, or jokes or content or anything. It's anyway, that had not been what you were expecting. He continued. You know how much I liked mermaids as a kid? Well, merfolk as a whole. I really hoped that they were out there, which is something I can relate to 100%. One of my favorite plays to play with my friend, or things to play with my friend, was like pretending we were merfolk, and we would just spend the whole summer swimming. We had like our families had like summer cottages in the same area at the sea, so we would be able to have like sleepovers at each other's cottages. It was really nice. We were just like playing in the water the whole time or playing some other ridiculous game, but I really wished I could become like turning into like some merfolk creature. Anyway, I'm gonna blow my nose again. Yay! You burst into laughter. That's hardly proof. It's not like this is the only beach in the world. Let's go with that. I mean, yeah, you know, we can keep hold of that childlike wonder, you know, H2O and all. That could still exist. As you said, the ocean is a big place. Cove chuckled a little to himself. To himself, eyes tilted off into the sea, his face still low. Maybe it's for the best. Let's say a merc person did happen to wash up on the shore one day. He looked at you with a forks, doleful expression. I could have lost my boyfriend to their magical underwater world. How does the H2O song go? H2O intro lyrics. I got a special power that I'm not afraid to use. I don't know the melody. Every waking hour, I discover something new. So come on this come on, this is my adventure. This is my fantasy. It's all about living in the ocean, being wild and free. 'Cause I'm no ordinary girl. I'm from the deep underwater world. What? No, it's not. What? How does it go? 'Cause I'm no ordinary girl. From no. 'Cause I'm no ordinary girl. I'm from the deep blue. I'm from the deep blue underworld. What? No! Why do I not know how it goes? What the heck? What? I thought I knew it. The thing is, I never actually watched H2O as a kid. It was something my friends like watched, or some like people in my class, and then later I would like watch the series through. And I don't know what it's kind of similar to My Little Pony, the Generation 4 series, the Friendship is Magic, the 6 seasons, 7, 8 seasons long thing. Like I watched it. I started watching it as a teen, you know. I started late, you know. I'm not a true fan in a sense. I know it, but I can't. Apparently, I don't even know the fucking intro of H2O either, which is like a meme. It's something that everyone should know because I've heard it in edits and all. What the heck? I'm from the deep blue underwater. It's not. It can't be that. This has to be wrong lyrics. Let's see, genius. What? What the heck? Okay, now I need to listen to it. What the heck? Show power that I'm not afraid to use. Every waking hour, I discover something new. This is my adventure. This is my fantasy. Oh, the website doesn't let me to listen to it. Okay. We're gonna have an H2O intervention here. Lyrics. Here we have. I wonder if this is gonna get like. Maybe I'm gonna. I don't want the bit to become muted, so I'm just gonna listen to how it goes. I'm gonna show or share the melody with you or the music, because if there's gonna be like copyright problems with this. Wild and free, 'cause I'm an ordinary girl. I'm from the deep blue underworld. What? How is that really how it goes? Girl, I'm from the deep blue under. Oh, because the D is like long, so it goes. 'Cause I'm no ordinary girl. I'm from the deep blue underworld. And the sea, the world's my oyster. I'm the pearl. Yay, okay. So that's how it goes. Okay, sorry. I was not able to let this go. Okay, I really had to know it goes. What the heck? So it has the blue underworld. The blue underworld. That does not sound good at all. I always thought it was like the deep blue underwater world. But it's deep blue, the blue underworld. What the heck? That doesn't work. That's not good. My version is so much better. What the heck? Anyway, I could have lost my boyfriend to their magical underwater world. And oh yeah, I'd totally go live under the sea with the merfolk. Even if I have the chance, I'd stay on the show with you. I mean, in truth, I would go with the first option, but we are trying to aggressively romance these two together, so I'm gonna go with the last person sharing the adventure. Cove grinned. He hadn't expected that answer. Oh, sure he didn't. You're a nice person, Jamie. But what if they didn't want me? Would you seriously stay on land? I gave him a look. You meant what you had said. It'd only work if the offer was for both of you. I mean, if there was a chance to turn someone into merfolk, maybe Jamie would learn that too and then just turn Cove too. If a beautiful, kind merperson falls for somebody, I'm pretty positive that the sensible response isn't to turn around and say, no thanks, I'm gonna stay on land with this normal guy. Are you warning me that you'd leave me if you had that kind of offer? Or if you got that kind of offer? Why are you so sure I'd make that call? Since this is all hypothetical, why not have you be the bird person? I don't want that. I should get to be a mer creature. Then I'd invite you to the underwater world. Hope there's no one who could ever make me leave you. And that's a boring answer. I think we should go in. We should go into the number one rule for improvisation and for play is to always say yes. So let's suggest, why not have you be the mer person? Hope turned his face to beam at you. He brightened immediately. See? Now we're talking exactly. This is how you have conversations. You jump in and say yes to the suggestions, but only if they're hypothetical, because in reality we don't want to move. We just want to stay tucked in bed at home. I'd be a good merman, right? I could see it. Cove's gaze was drawn back to the water with shining eyes. He was clearly imagining some world where he was a merman who happened upon you here at this beach. You tried to picture what he could be thinking. It would be quite a lovely story. And then he heard Miranda screech. Your attention immediately switched over to your friends. Their friends are unnecessary. Imagine, maybe it would be much better if this whole memory of the summer, this particular memory, would be just them fantasizing about alternative realities. I would think that would be so cool. They would be discussing the mechanics, the laws, how it would work, what kind of society it would be, what kind of abilities merfolk could have, and then they could like start imagining how their story would go. That would be so much more interesting. We could just have like hour and a half episode in this chapter about them just fantasizing about alternate reality, and that would also be also like really great way to introduce like invite the players and the fandom to draw and partake in, I don't know, fan fiction writing about it. I don't know, maybe this is the proposal for that, but you know, I don't know, I would be really into I would be really into some like hardcore, I don't know, nerding here. It would be awesome. You saw that Terry had gotten impatient and shifted her legs. The walls Miranda had been meticulously building collapsed into a wet heap of sand. She surveyed the damage critically. We're gonna have to start over on that part. Do you just want to give up on this now?
No way.
The burial must continue. I'll try not to move anymore. Okay, if you're sure, I'll try to fix this. I do like Miranda's design. I think Miranda is really cute. She started to rebury her, and Terry shot her a thumbs up. She realized too late that moving her arm was a bad idea. More of the sand on her crumbled, and Miranda put her head in her hands. Cove caught your eye and started to drag himself up. Seems like we needed. You agreed and followed him over to the girls. Miranda nodded at you both with appreciation. The three of you did your best to finish the job. You all worked out a system of using just enough wet sand to help hold the rest together. With 3 people, it didn't take long for Terry to be entombed. Terry grinned massively and Miranda offered high fives. The pile was officially done. Oh yeah! Resembling away? She really just says, oh yeah? Did she remember something? Resembling the Kool-Aid man, she kicked herself out of the ground with gusto. Sand went flying in all directions and a Terry-shaped imprint was left behind. Miranda yelled again and Coke chuckled. There probably wasn't a better way to get out of it. The 4 of you continued to have a good time. You went on a shell hunt. Miranda managed to find the biggest while you found the most colorful. Cove caught a tiny crab. Oh, crabs are so cute. I was able to finally see crabs in real life, like in nature. I've seen them in an aquarium I went to when I was a kid, but I don't really enjoy that. I've also seen them I don't know if I've seen them alive, but there's those fish tanks in some supermarkets where you can get the fish or the sea creatures really fresh. But I was able to see them in Japan. We went to Wakayama Prefecture with my friend for a road trip, and we saw there a shit ton of crabs, and some of them had been driven over by a car, so they were just these flat things on the asphalt, but they were so cute. And they were so scared of us, which is a good thing, so they kept away, or stay away. But it was really fun. We were at this hillside. It was pretty steep, and they would just jump off the fucking edge and just roll down in comedic way, in a cartoon way, down the side of the hill. It was pretty cute. Yeah, they were adorable. And then my friend made a joke about eating them, and I became really sad. You did a bit of everything. There was impromptu games, but just soaking up each other's company. Soaking up each other's company, is that a real expression? But after a while you all had run out of water, drinkable water anyway. It was decided that you'd head to your or Cove's house. Things were gathered and you started to cheerfully walk up the road. What next? I don't have anywhere to go, so it could be wherever. Same, I guess we can keep hanging out. There's nodded and readjusted her grip on her things. It's time to show that curve. At this point you could see your house. It hadn't taken you long to make the trip. The conversation continued with everyone trying out suggestions. Are people hungry? She looked from face to face in inspection. Cove and Miranda shrugged in concert. No one was overtly opposed to it. However, you weren't really starving. It wasn't quite a meal time. We could get dessert. Dessert? Miranda put a finger to her lip in thought. With a smile, her voice became more confident. Yeah, that would be fun. Terry considered it and then shot Miranda a thumbs up. I can definitely go do that. Let's drink. My throat is a little swollen, so swallowing is a little bit uncomfortable, but I'll manage. I'll do my best, guys. I'll do my very best. There was nothing sweet at my house. Your friends glanced over at Cove and his place. He shook his head immediately. That doesn't have anything good either. I mean, unless you want dessert flavored protein shakes. Miranda held her hands up as if trying to ward off something evil. Cove smirked.
Not bad.
It's not that bad.
Nope. Well,
There has to be some kind of sweet shop around here. Let's look it up. Are you not gonna change your clothes? You're just hanging out with your swimming. Is that normal in somewhere? Is that like socially acceptable in some places on Earth? Because for me, I would be really uncomfortable going anywhere only wearing like swimming clothes. Oh, swimming equipment. It feels inappropriate, but also like they're wet. The clothes are wet. Alright. I like the way you think. Terry continued to rummage in her bag and grew increasingly frustrated. She puffed out her cheeks and knelt down, setting the bag on the ground. With both hands free, she was finally able to fish out a phone. She raised it up in triumph for a brief moment of celebration. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Cove glanced down at his bare chest and feet, having not even registered it prior. He chuckled a little. I'll grab something. I think that applies to all. No, I mean, Terry has like, I guess Terry could pass, but like Miranda, I think maybe she could change. Maybe, I don't know. Am I weird about this? Maybe I'm weird about this, but I don't know. It's just like swimming equipment. Just wearing that is a little odd. He decided to change as well.
Sure.
Ran to your house. You completely changed into casual clothes. With that, you sped back outside. Cole was already there and gathered around Terry's phone with girls. He opted to just add a shirt and shoes, apparently putting in the bare minimum effort for service. Hello again. You don't really want ice cream, do you? Because I'm not into that right now.
That's cool.
That's cool! Terry scrolled further and then made an interesting exclamation. Oh, what about this place? They sell crepes. Crepes? Those things. Flat pancakes. That's something you don't see every day. Look how fancy they are. I would not be able to maybe afford them anywhere. Like, who can afford who can afford eating desserts outside, like outside at this day and age? I don't know. At this point, I eating outside is completely out of question for me. It's like my like, I just don't have the money for that. I don't know many people who can afford it. Like crepes, I feel like they're often like, because they have so much things put on them that make them expensive, like fresh fruit, for example, that like ups the price quite a bit, right? Or am I completely like wrong about this? I just feel like it's an expensive food. I'm gonna blow my nose again. Right. You waited for Cove. For what? And you all walked. Oh, Cove's car. Cove has a car? What? Since when? The car peeped and unlocked. Cove ran up to you with his car keys in hand. His hair slipped into his face and he brushed it back. Shotgun! What does that mean, Terry? Why do you shout shotgun? She clambered in the first passenger seat without hesitation. You didn't argue and climbed into the back with Miranda. She activated the directions on her phone map and acted as their navigator in directing Cove to the crepes. How do you pronounce that? Crepes? 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 What the heck is that? To be honest, like, I don't think I've ever heard, or I haven't heard too many times anyone say the word out loud. I don't watch videos, like shorts videos with sound on usually, so it's like I rely on the text that people usually like have there, so I just read the text about what's going on, and sometimes I watch like dessert making videos and then I see the word like written, but I don't remember anyone saying it out loud. The GPS tried to get Cove to turn into an non-existent road once and wanted him to do a U-turn instead of just using a left turn, but with Terry looking at the actual path, it went smooth enough. We were led to a small stall in a parking lot rather than a full building. That explained why there hasn't been pictures of the creperies interior, and why it was new to you despite living in this town your entire life. It was a completely new structure that popped up recently. There was a window you could walk up to and get one for the cars to drive up to. That's a big establishment for crepes. Cove parked with a laugh.
Come on.
I don't think I needed to put a shirt on for this, but I still wanna try it. Let's go.
What?
Do you not trust us to eat in your car? He gestured to the drive-thru option. Cove shook his head with a snort. I trust some people here, but wouldn't it be more fun to actually check it out? So we will go. Apparently they'd be in a desert explosion topped with multiple sauces, powdered sugar, and what Miranda was pretty sure had to be cake icing. That's sweet.
So great.
It was so good, but I regretted it so much. I couldn't finish it and I really tried. Okay, I should have read the previous line. Let me see. Everyone acknowledged his point and piled out. Terry tried to tease Cove a little, but Miranda started talking about the last time she had crepes. Oh! Okay. Yeah, context. Maybe I should just read everything. You can do it this time, Randy. That actually looks so delicious. That looks so good. They have they have wisely left out the prices of the like different kind of crepes. There were some laughs. When you got up to the menu, you realized that there were more than just crepes. There were definitely crepes, many crepes. However, the stall also had a lot of different drinks as well: teas, smoothies, milkshakes. Jax, but this reminds me so much of so many places in Japan. They have exactly these kind of like crepes, like, I don't know, shop stores. And they'd have all these delicious looking things, and I knew they all had milk in them, so I didn't ever try it out. But I had one friend, like when my friend visited me in Japan, they did order one, and yeah, it was big. It was big, and apparently it was pretty good, so I guess they're worth it. She grinned and held out her fist for a fist bump. Yay. Okay, maybe I should read this. I guess it's fun. Jackpot. She grinned and held out her fist for a fist bump. Miranda high-fived it. Oh yeah, I know that feeling. The two stared at the awkward, vaguely turkey-shaped hand configuration they had made and then slowly put their hands down. Cove's mouth twitched a little. That is actually so fucking relatable. You stepped up to order first. He glanced back at the menu. Let's have both a crepe and a drink, because this is a game making your fantasies true, and I want to wish there's a vegan option and I can afford it. Hello, I'd like to get a crepe and a drink, please. There was a woman who looked a little older than you taking the orders. She smiled back at you, ready to hear the specifics of your purchase. For the crepe you wanted green tea. Yes, for the filling and toppings you picked what is chocolate syrup? I've never heard of that. Maybe powdered sugar and what would go well with like green tea, like matcha? Guess could chocolate work? It is a little bitter in taste, so maybe powdered sugar and cream cheese. Am I overly, like, is this overly sugary? I don't know. That was all. To pick the size, you asked what you wanted to drink. You ordered Is there... No, I love like, you know, lemon tea. Like a slightly sweetened lemon tea. That's so good. But I guess we have to go with just the iced green tea. You could also add a mix in or toppings for the drink. No. Nothing extra. You paid and stepped aside to let your friends order. Got a lemon crepe with the powdered sugar on top and the mixed berries. He also got a plain strawberry smoothie. Her went crazy with toppings. Although she ordered a plain crepe, she had it smothered with whipped cream, cream cheese, chocolate chips, chocolate syrup and bananas. I mean, that sounds pretty solid. I don't still know what chocolate syrup is though. Miranda opted for a frappe with caramel syrup and condensed milk. The four of you stood off to the side as you waited for your treats. I heard what you ordered, Jamie. Glad I'm not the only one to go for a drink and crepe. I couldn't pick just one, and why not? Exactly, it's gonna be good. I think yours sounds tasty, Jamie. That sounds so polite, like he actually doesn't mean it. Let me save this, by the way. What can I... We have played this like 2 months ago. That's kind of sad. Order for Jamie. You grabbed your order. The others didn't take much time after that. With the goods collected, everyone admired their treats. Terry dug right into hers, and Miranda gave hers a tentative sip. Terry nodded acceptingly with her mouth completely full. Miranda tilted the frappe over to her with a grin. Terry sipped it and clearly loved it. She raised her crepe over to Miranda. You could tell that there was an intent to make it look nice, but with all the assorted toppings piled on, only so much could be done. Miranda took a huge bite with gusto and sighed happily. Terry seemed satisfied and took another slurp of Miranda's drink. Yeah, these two are together. I feel like they're not because of this food sharing, but it just reminds me like I think they are together and they are gonna become together. They're gonna become together. Something like that. That bird only got in one thing probably because they knew they'd end up sharing. I mean, we... You know what? Let's see if Cope does the suggestion. You said nothing and started consuming. You tasted the order and let out a happy sigh. You paid little attention to your friends and just focused on what you had. With that, Cove started to eat his treats in earnest. You saw him take a huge gulp of his smoothie and then, without swallowing, he added a bite of his lemon crepe. Cove? Terry tore off a piece of her crepe and held it out to Cove.
So?
Care to make a trade? No! Cove! No! I lost the opportunity for a coupley sharing, exchanging of food. Well, it's a friend's day. The friends can share. The friends can share. Instead of continuing to loiter in the parking lot, the four of you started to walk down the sidewalk. There was a lot of sharing going on, with crepette bits and toppings being passed around. You would not have been surprised if Terry ended up drinking more frappe than Miranda did. You kept going down the way, eating, drinking, and chatting. You hadn't realized just how far the group had just fucking out of town into countryside. I don't know. It seems they walked quite a lot until you ended up at the now leaving sign. Apparently you were just about to walk right out in the middle of nowhere. I completely butchered that sentence structure, but it's fine. Terry took him out of Miranda's straw and stopped sipping the frappe. Those are like bottomless portions, it seems. If they're able to, I just sounds like, but it's very small. Or those, they just really eat slow, or their portions are huge. Impossible preposterous. How are we already at the end? I always forget how tiny this town really is. Okay, it's small. Kobe chuckled a little and swallowed a chunk of Terry's crepe. And don't eat only Harry's food ate Jamie's food too. Isn't that like a romantic thing to do, right? Kinda is, huh? It didn't feel that small when we were growing up. Definitely felt bigger then. Always seemed like there wasn't much here. There are plenty of places out there. You guys were lucky to live in decent sized cities. Shrugged. I mean, yeah, I guess I can relate to the idea that the places where you grew up feel smaller when you're older. There was a time when Sunset Bird had felt huge. It seemed as endless as the ocean. There was always some street you hadn't wandered down, something new for the tourists. But now you had realized it was just a pond in this big, big world. Seeing the definite end only reinforced this. That was the boundary that proved your hometown could be walked out of with ease. Guess this means we should probably head back. One doesn't just walk into nowhere land. We're not the only one, Terry. There's 4 of us. Terry scrunched up her face, not wanting to acknowledge the bad joke. She decided to ignore it. Stinks having to go all the way back. I mean, if it's a small town, it's not gonna be that long. Like, it's not that far away, right? And if we did keep going forward, it'd be an even longer trip home. We stared off into the stretch of road, as Cove agreed that... What? Stared off into the stretch of road as Cove agreed that he didn't want to go any further. Can we take a break here first before we turn around? We've been walking for a while and someone finished my drink. Also, like, isn't Miranda cold? She's only wearing the that swimsuit. I don't know, maybe the area they live in, Sunset Bird, is very warm, but in Finland at least, I don't know. Maybe it's just Finland. Yeah, I don't know. I just think about, like, she has like damps, like her skin is damp after the swimming. Maybe it has like cooled off by now, but like dried off. But wait, did I say dried off? Skin drying off? No, her skin is probably dry by now, but like there could be a breeze, you know, there could be a breeze that could feel cold. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't been to too many like very warm places. I have already forgotten what summer was like in Japan too. Can we take a break here first? Yes. Red and cute Terriers loudly sucked air from the straw. So good. Miranda looked at her, but Terry remained unrepentant. In the end though, it was agreed to hang around the sign before heading back to the car. It didn't take long to finish the rest of the food and drinks. Everyone gathered up the trash and stuffed it in bags and pockets for now. The group relaxed on the grass, keeping account of all the cars that drove past. It was not a high number. 14. The nearest passing car drove into town from somewhere outside. But as the vehicle came by, it slowed down and you watched it as it ultimately rolled to a complete stop. The black car parked right by the now leaving sign. Everyone exchanged a baffled look. But then the tinted window rolled down and the driver peered out. As soon as you saw his hair, you recognized him. No one else you knew presented themselves so distinctively. Hi neighbors, it's Baxter! Another unnecessary character! Hope openly sighed when he recognized him. Afterwards sucking sulkily at the straw of his long empty drink. You waved at him. Hi, he just wondered what he was doing here. You wished he hadn't stopped the chat. You smiled and were excited to see him. I'm gonna just wonder what he was doing here. We are trying to minimize all conversations here with unnecessary characters. It was pretty random to just happen to come across someone like Baxter. He seemed to be driving in the town as well, so you wondered what his day had looked like. He looked sharp and sophisticated. Sophisticated? Like he'd just done something professional. I don't know, his shirt just screams to me edgy, kinda edgy fashion. But I don't know, maybe I have not reached that part in my like working career that I would recognize a true professional. Maybe that kind of shirt is of a true professional. Also like black and white hair. I don't know, maybe it is. Well, if it was now professional to look a little goth, that is, yeah, exactly. And he thought about the odd picture he just made. A fancy black car pulled over to talk to a group of teens, mostly still in beach wear. Yeah, that is a little icky, maybe? Miranda was incredibly confused and shrank back to watch. Terry tilted her head in an unspoken question. Cove made a quick gesture pointing towards Baxter, and a light bulb went off for Terry.
Alright.
Oh, that's the new person in the condo, the B-man, right? Yeah, Baxter.
Oh.
I wasn't sure if I'd ever actually see him. Her voice was quiet. Miranda usually got shy around new people. Terry was quite the opposite. Incredible! This is perfect! Terry hopped up from the grass and ran to Baxter's car, all full of excitement. Behind her, Miranda picked herself up and gusted imaginary dust off her clothes. She sent a searching look to you and Cove, to which Cove shrugged. English! 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 Ah, why is it so hard? Miranda nodded and, with clenched fists, hesitantly followed Terry. Terry bent down to talk to Baxter through his window. She blasted through introductions, with Miranda putting in a shy wave. Cove looked at you. Still clearly had no intention of going over. I'm gonna stay with Cove. When Cove realized you were planning to stay with him, he smiled a little. Cove shuffled closer and dropped his voice. Honestly, I still find it kinda hard to talk to the guy. I feel the exact same way, Jamie says, because I agree. He's always so forward. Cove nodded and pulled up some grass. He twisted a few blades together and then twisted them the other way. I think though, like with very like people who are ready, how do you call it? People who easily take a lead in a conversation and like just like put out all kinds of like stuff and suggestions and invitations for conversation. I think they are in a way easy to talk to. You can just ask them questions and give short answers, then they still would be able to carry the conversation on. So I think in a sense they are easier to converse with, but I see Cove's point. I just don't want to have any extra conversations here. I'm glad it's not just me. He glanced over the girls, and it was clear from watching them that Terry at least didn't feel the same. It wasn't surprising given her personality, but you couldn't help but worry how running into Baxter was about to change your day. You waited for the others to finish up. You couldn't hear what they were saying from there, but you could see from body language that Terry was up to something and Miranda didn't like it. You and your neighbor exchanged a look. Terry turned around to wave at you. She put her hands to her face to make a megaphone. Come on, get over here. Baxter is giving us a ride. Cove's mouth popped open in surprise, and his lips curled together in a clear displeasure.
Alright.
I should have known. She's always pulling something. He took a slow breath and then shrugged. Guess we have to get over there. It's gonna be really awkward now since he knows we tried not talking to him. Yeah, that's painful. Yeah, we can't hide here forever. Just don't say anything. Just play it cool. Play it cool. You followed him over to the car, apparently about to get a lift. You were kind of annoyed that Terry did this. Exactly. I wanted to have quality time. At least somewhat quality time with Cove. Now you have one more extra person here. Terry really should have checked with you and Cove first. It was irritating for her to make this decision all on her own. And for the game not giving us a choice. You arrived at the driver's side car window, and Baxter smiled welcomingly. Hello. Hey. Cove greeted him mildly, his expression cautious. Howdy, Baxter. Alright, plan made. Let's hop in. You hesitantly opened the back door and slipped inside. The car was clean and smelled of air freshener. We are in our swimming clothes that are full of grass, and we're just gonna go into a car? Alright. You started a Cove for reassurance as you scooted all the way to the other side. Cove squeezed into the middle after you. Miranda took the last seat in the back and you all tried to awkwardly buckle up. The backseats really made... Were backseats really made for 3 adults? It honestly didn't seem like it. No, they're made for kids. The cars are made for like these nuclear families, okay? Terry gladly took the shotgun seat and had all the room she wanted.
Does that sound alright?
Why is Baxter like... Why does Baxter sound like this? Welcome to my vehicle. Who talks like this? Welcome to my vehicle. I hope everyone is comfortable. And if someone could point me in the right direction, we can be on our way. Terry went back to navigator mode and outlined their journey. It was basically a straight line with one turn at the end in the parking lot. Wow. So difficult. Baxter nodded from up in the driver's seat and pulled back into the road. Luckily the street was still dead empty. It took no time at all for Baxter to park right next to Cove's car. There wasn't even enough time for a proper conversation to start. The occupants didn't seem to mind. There were smiles all around when Baxter parked next to Cove's car. Woo! Miranda clapped quietly as Terry cheered. Cove chuckled nervously. You were relieved you had made it. The trip had gone without any issue. Yay. Yay, you sighed a breath of relief and put your hand on the door handle.
Thanks.
Everyone else exited the car as well. Baxter himself got out too. Everyone congregated again in front of Baxter's and Cove's cars. Harry bounced over to Baxter and offered her hand for a handshake. He accepted it easily with a charming grin. You're a pal. You're kind too. It was no trouble whatsoever. I'll be keeping this car all this summer. If it suits you, you're welcome to take my number and give me a ring whenever you're in need for another ride. That goes for everyone here. I have a car. Terry busted into laughter and Miranda fidgeted. She did not know what to do with that. Baxter really went fast, didn't he? He noticed her discomfort and smiled with a soft tilt of the head. I'd be happy to help again, but that's the only reason I offered. If you don't need it, you can pass on it. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for Baxter. I feel like he is with completely different kind of people. Like, I feel like he comes from so different social circles. He's kind of lost maybe here. I don't know. Maybe I'll try once to have a like run where I just like ignore most of the Cove and just like befriend Baxter. But I don't know. It's just like we get introduced this random character. It's mainly probably just for the DLC too. Like without any like I don't think Baxter appears in the last chapter of the game at all. So he's just here a little bit and then goes away. I think it's a little odd. I'll blow my nose again. Okay, I'm kinda afraid I'm getting sick. Man, this is horrible. Anyway, I stayed silent. And I'll drink. What time is it by now? We've been streaming 1 hour, but it doesn't feel like it because this is so late. I usually like... by this point I have already ended that shit. I wonder, would that option be available right now? You could valid us somewhere cool.
What?
Cobb was taken aback. He had a hand on the hood of his car. Weren't we going back to the neighborhood? Wasn't Baxter going back to the neighborhood too? Why would we go somewhere else? Because we can.
Maybe?
We could go to the park near my place. It has a nice place. It really is a nice place to hang out. You and Cove shared a look. The big park was pretty nice.
It's doable.
He glanced at Cove and then switched focus to you.
Well,
We have 2 cars. If some people want to go to the park, I could still take the others home. But if everyone's going, it wouldn't make sense for me not to. I want to go back to the neighborhood with Cove. You would rather go back for now. You let the other group know that the rest of the group know. Both girls frowned. Neither wanted to leave you or Cove behind. Terry especially looked troubled and started bouncing in place.
No.
It is about us hanging out. You can't just bail. Yes, I can. Going back to the neighborhood has plenty of appeal. It could prove to be the better idea. Cove winced and shook his head.
don't worry about it.
We've done plenty of hanging out today. If you want to go to the park, you should. You don't have to worry about us. Yay! Terry didn't sound too thrilled, but Miranda patted her on the shoulder.
Okay.
Cove smiled and Miranda rolled her eyes at his wishy-washy answers. He knew you'd be seeing them again. Everyone finished saying their goodbyes and the 3 climbed in Baxter's car. You waved. Terry waved back with both hands enthusiastically while Miranda waved like a princess from the backseat. Before Baxter drove off, he inclined his head to you and Cove. Then Baxter rolled down his own window.
See you.
What? Why do you have to talk to us like that? What the fuck? Have a safe journey back. Baxter started to pull out of the parking lot, and Cove waved them off, stepping forward as they pulled away. Then it was just you and Cove left in the parking lot. He rubbed his hands together for a moment and unlocked his car. Got into the shotgun seat. Why is it really called shotgun seat in English? I just realized. Is it actually called shotgun seat? Interesting. I think in Finnish it's called often like place of the scared one. Like a scared person. A scared person's seat because they're next to the driver. I don't know if it makes more sense than shotgun seat, but like, what is shotgun seat like referring to? Like, if you crash, you're gonna just like you're just gonna die or whatever. I'm surprised you didn't want to go. Thanks for giving me an out. Cove smiled, satisfied, and finally turned his key to start the car. The car ride back passed quickly. They were all familiar roads you'd seen before. Soon, you'd return to the comfort of your own neighborhood. Cove pulled in and parked. He shut off his car, and then you both got out to stand in the road.
I guess.
That's it. Thanks for the ride, Cove. I'll see you later. It was fun. Pleasant farewells given. You walked to your front door. Time ticked by as the sun started to set. Orange gold light streamed in through the windows. You could tell the weather was still really nice out there. Your attention was taken by a phone. You saw it right away as phone was in your hand. At the top of the screen, a little alert told you that you had a new message. Hey Jamie, we're gonna go see fireworks. Wanna come? Oh. And Terry texted Cove. He said he'll be there. How did their trip start at hanging out in the park and end up finding some previously unknown fireworks spectacle? This is a really long memory. I am so surprised by the length of these pieces. It's been 1.5 hours. Fireworks? I'd love to, because that means we can go see fireworks with Cove. Fireworks was kind of out of the blue, but sounded like a lot of fun. That was something you couldn't miss. Oh, Baxter is gonna be like totally third wheeling this because Miranda and Terry are like together. And then Cove and Jamie don't want to have anything to do with him. So it's gonna be really awkward just like looking at fireworks with him in the background. You quickly got yourself ready and headed out into the world once more. On the way you sent a message to Cove that you were coming. He texted that he was already outside. Just as promised, Cove was waiting by his car. He hadn't bothered to change at all. He was quite comfortable going around in swim shorts, which is baffling. You're so uncomfortable. The material. I don't think there is any kind of swimwear that actually feels comfortable. He slipped his phone into his pocket and waved you over. Without needing to say a thing, you got into the shotgun seat again. Cove looked over to you from the driver's side and smirked as he started up the car. Here we go again. Yep. He pulled out into the road and raced forward to the city as the sun continued to sink below the horizon. When city lights sparkled around you, Cove started looking for a parking spot. I wonder if it was a mistake not to go to the park. Could we have had like some nice conversation with Cove, like some warm, cuddly conversation in the park? Maybe. Well, we will never know. It will be a mystery forever, unless we replay the game, which I'm not gonna do on stream. It had been a smooth drive, but unfortunately finding parking was a task. Okay. Harry sent you a text saying to hurry up and get to the waterfront. Miranda attached a helpful picture of where they were. You pointed the way to Cove and the two of you jogged around a bend and then down the brick-lined walkway. Eventually you saw three silhouettes in the distance. They started to wave and yell. One of them jumped in place with her arms going back and forth. It had to be your friends. You rushed over to them. Miranda and Terry ran up to meet you halfway with faces full of smiles.
Hey!
We miss it. They have been in their swimwear the whole fucking day and it's already evening. Is Miranda not cold? Did they not bring normal clothes with them? What is, I knew the day wasn't over for us. I guess you were right. Baxter had stepped up at some point too. He's just there. He ran a hand through his hair, trying not to interrupt their reunion. Hello, hey. Cove gave him a nod. The group walked back to the area where Baxter, Miranda and Harry had originally set up to. It was a quiet open area on the waterfront. Cove let out a relieved sigh after things calmed down. So, did we miss anything?
Nah.
You're good. Nothing's happened yet. We think it's gonna start really soon though. What are these fireworks even for? Well, she smiled a big grin at Miranda. Randy talked about watching fireworks at the park and that reminded me about how there's this big company having an event today. I heard they were gonna have fireworks. There's no way we were ever getting into that party, but she put a finger up and her smile turned devious. I'm positive we'll still be able to see the fireworks from here. They can't hide explosions in the sky from the public. That's true. That is very much true and smart thinking. All my tissues are like damp. I'm trying to blow my nose one more time.
I mean...
Okay. I felt pretty laid back. You were nervous. You felt excited. I mean, I'm laid back. It's just fireworks. Sure, the fireworks were something that you'd like to see, but you weren't overly invested in the show. You were with your friends, and that was already something. Fireworks would happen, or they wouldn't. You could accept it either way. Harry led Miranda to sit down on the oval slabs along the path. Miranda took a seat and began tapping her knees together as she waited. Terry, meanwhile, crouched more than sat. What does that mean? Crouched more than sat? Is she like crouching over the seat? on the seat, or is she like before it? Like almost in a sitting position, like doing like some leg exercise? I'm baffled. Baxter flashed an unreadable smile at Cove and Yu, and then took a spot next to the girls. Cove seemed surprised and looked over his shoulder to watch him begin to chat with Terry.
I think?
I think he's trying not to upset us. Whether he left to make Cove and Yu more comfortable, wanted to escape potential awkwardness, or if he really just had just hit it off with the girls earlier than anyone's guess. Earlier was anyone's guess. That's nice. Dot. Something seemed to strike Cove and he tried unsuccessfully to hide a smile. Most of us are in swimsuits. Wearing beachwear in the middle of the city in the dark while waiting for a fireworks show was clearly the joke of the day for him. Cove snorted once and then looked back up at the sky. A flash lit up the sky with a brilliant green. The eyes flew off the building. I know it's just an expression, but instantly my brain just visualizes Jamie's eyes like eyeballs like flying out of the eye sockets into the like off the building in the distance, like they just fly there and off from there or something. I don't know, just flying eyeballs. You know those like lately Instagram algorithm has shown me like sent me like I don't know, I just see a lot of videos. I have seen a lot of videos where people like read sentences from books and then make like funny visualizations or like interpretations on what they mean, and they're about like some of them are from like very common like rolled his eyes, and then it's like exaggeration reacting of that, or like what else, he had very dark, his eyes darkened or something like that. It just came to my mind. I think those are pretty funny videos. Makes me think about you know, like wordings sometimes. I silently watched with bated breath, or you silently watched with bated breath. You heard a second boom and a red firework lit up the night. Ooh, the show's starting! It's so pretty! They came running over to get closer, positively beaming. Terry pressed herself to the waterfront fence, getting as close as physically possible without just going swimming again. Baxter followed a few steps behind, his mouth hung open at the sight of for a moment, until he caught himself and once again shifted to pleasantly composed. More fireworks went off, shooting out hundreds of tiny sparkling lights. The colors stood out starkly against the dark of the night. The biggest ones washed your surrounding with their hue, turning your world blue, then red, and then golden.
Welcome.
Did I deliver, or did I deliver? Miranda's eyes glittered, and she lightly bumped Terry with her hip. Good job. Terry stumbled at the friendly nudge, but was pleased with the compliment. She grinned back. Miranda lightly swung her hips the opposite way to give you a bump as well. It was friendly and soft. What? Soft? Was that a necessary word there?
Ooh.
Okay, you were uncomfortable, you were glad, everyone seemed to be having a good time. Let's go with that one. It's a diplomatic answer to this. Hope stared up to the sky with wonder, while Terry squealed in joy after a series of especially grand explosions. Miranda pointed to one that was shooting up and then gasped when it bloomed and turned into a huge sphere of violet light. It was good to see your friends in high spirits. The rest of the group huddled around the railing to take in the show as closely as possible. Okay, there was something there, I'm sorry. Baxter seemed to have more fun watching the others than the actual show. Okay, cool. I was like, who had more fun watching the people? It was Baxter. It's kind of awkward. I gotta, that's kind of awkward. Baxter just doesn't fit the picture at all. Harry held up a high hand for a high five, and Miranda obliged her. Obliged? Harry? Terry whooped and shot you a smile. What color do you think the next one will be? Without giving Baxter a glance, Cove answered immediately. Green. It was orange. Baxter chuckled, but wasn't interested in calling Cove out for being wrong. Is that your favorite color? Green? It's one of them. What is this conversation? What the fuck? It's so awkward. Why do we have Baxter here? Why do we have Baxter here? I think that's nice. He matches you. His ears black. That's one of them. Cove smirked just a little, left the conversation there. Good, I don't want to have this conversation ever again. I stood, of course, next to Cove. Cove looked away from the fireworks and grinned at you. He was glad to be spending time with you and tilted his head at a spectacular multicolored firework above. I think that's been my favorite so far. I don't know, like, this just... They're just fireworks. Like, you've seen a few and you've seen enough, I feel like. Also, they're really loud. And then, I don't know if they're environmentally the best solution ever. They also panic a lot of birds and animals, you know. It's I personally think like having like changing from fireworks, for example, to like some larger like light works, like works with lights. I don't know, maybe that could be a nice idea, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's like a minority opinion, but I mean, fireworks look nice. Do we need them? And could we recreate the flashing lights and stuff like that to the sky without like them being so noisy and like, you know, with like could we be able to, you know, create them with lights, but like, you know, also like, oh, maybe like drones. I think I've seen like some like light shows made with drones that are like flying in the sky. Maybe that could work. I don't know. It's just, I think about it every year when New Year comes. Because in Finland you can only shoot fireworks for 6 hours, maybe 8 hours. I don't know what the hours are, but it's only during New Year's one can shoot fireworks, and that's like from 6 p.m. to like morning 2 a.m, 3 a.m. or something like that. Otherwise you can't buy them or can't use them. Shot you another look and nodded, wanting you to move up closer. In front of him you could see the night's lights reflected on the water. You took a moment to watch him, and the fireworks reflected in his eyes. Cove grinned like a kid. You leaned your head against Cove, you held Cove's hand, you rubbed your arms around Cove, you cuddled against Cove's chest, you stood— let's cuddle against his chest, I guess that's like a cute thing to do. You pressed yourself against his chest and snuggled into him. He readjusted his position and then wrapped his arms around you, holding you close. Oh, that's so sweet. That's really sweet. He rested his chin on the top of your head comfortably. You let yourself relax against him and continued to watch the fireworks above. I mean, that's so nice. That's so comfortable. It's really nice. I like this kind of like skinship with like friends and stuff. Just like, you know, just laying somewhere or like sitting somewhere close, like snuggling up like that, you know? Can you say snuggle up? Snuggling. Maybe without any extra words. Cove's gaze drifted from the show of dazzling lights straight at you, and he sighed dreamily. You didn't know when you'd last seen him so blissful. Aww. The spectacle continued out to up the ante by bringing more fireworks out at a time. The colors danced across the sky and reflected over the water. He reached out a hand and watched as it was tinted green while a big boom sounded. Fireworks were a normal summer tradition, but this was admittedly an unconventional approach. Showing up in a city last minute to watch a display from a technically private event that made this feel special in a way that just planning to go to a public fireworks show never could. Harry's idea may not have left you with a lot of time to prepare, but it sure led to a unique situation. It was clear that this was an unforgettable night. As the finale sounded, blazing the sky with unbelievable beauty, you remember thinking that there might never be a night exactly like this one again. Not for the rest of your life. You planned to hold on to the feelings you had in that moment for as long as you could. That's so sweet, and it also was almost 2 hours. And I need a new tissue. Wait a second. Ugh. Oh boy. Yeah. Errands sounds really boring. But we are gonna do all of them. Wait a moment. Okay, let's do errands. Let's at least try to do errands and talks and then see how long this stream has been. Okay, finally we are in a new location entirely. Interesting. From the moment you woke up, you knew that today was going to be busier than usual. There was a list of errands that needed to be finished before the day was done. First up was visiting one of the biggest farmers markets in the area. It was only open 2 weekends a month during certain parts of the year. Who the fuck can afford this? Who can afford this? Like, they go eat crepes with a lot of fillings and then they go to farmer's market? What the heck? Anyway, it was rare that you and your family were able to attend, so your moms like to make the most out of every minute of it. Oh, I remember what happens during this chapter. It's gonna be really weird, but I think it has like sweet moments there here and there. And you realized it was not just them feeling that way when you heard a whistle from your left side. Wow, this is a swanky show. Vegetables have never seemed so highbrow. I understood some of the words here. Highbrow and swanky? Is that like a good word? Anyway, I'll never get tired of looking at Mr. Holden's face. I don't know, I just really like how he looks, you know, okay? Seriously, they don't mess around with their products.
Isn't that great?
Liz crossed her arms, you could tell she was amused. We couldn't have picked a more perfect trip. It's been too long since we've had a true family outing. Her teasing tone said more than she actually did. Your next door neighbors had joined you this day, and that was what made it a true family outing. The 3 parents laughed approvingly. I mean, I think it's a really nice idea. In reality, I don't know if I could ever live in that kind of situation, but the idea is like cozy and warm and fuzzy feeling, you know? Like having like these 2 families, co-joined neighborhood families, is kind of sweet. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught Cove looking at you sympathetically. Something has never changed and some jokes never died. You'd long accepted that. Okay. You were excited to check things out, you thought this trip might be fun, you shrugged feeling indifferent, you felt uncomfortable, bad mood. I'm gonna be, it can be fun. In reality, I think I would be overwhelmed. Who likes to do shopping for a social activity? Who does shopping as a social activity? I feel like most people. But I don't. It's like, anyways, it feels like a really unsocial thing to do. You're just focused on yourself and looking around at products in a crowded space. I don't know, it doesn't sound that nice. Anyway, you smiled trying to imagine how many stalls were set up. You were curious what hidden gems were waiting for you to discover among them. Well, I'm ready to get started. I've got plenty of dishes in mind I could use ingredients for. Before your moms responded to that, they glanced at each other and smiled. Yeah, that's a very good idea, Cliff. This place is much larger than it seems. It's difficult to visit each part in a single day.
I got it.
I'm sure we can make a decent dent together at least.
All right.
I just tried to mute myself to, you know, because my nose was feeling stuffed, and it just fucking skipped the whole fucking conversation. What the heck? Actually, since there are so many of us this time, we could take a different sides at the market, divide and conquer. That sounds brilliant. Everyone watched your mom's surprise. No one had considered that an option, but your mom flashed the group a dazzling smile, continuing with the thought. So it's a little unfair that there are 4 last family members and only 2 Holtons here, so I'll go with the boys to even out the odds. That's fine with me. Cliff scratched the back of his neck awkwardly. He wasn't sure where to look or what to say. That was not a problem his son had. I don't like that idea. Don't worry, we'll be apart for only a few hours and then we'll have something to talk about at the end of it. Wasn't this supposed to be like a family event and now we're just like splitting up? So fucking weird. After the initial nudging, Cove nodded with a sigh. He realized this wasn't an argument he was going to win. Alright, I don't get the point, but I also don't mind spending the first part of the trip with Jamie and Ma. Ma clapped her hands together at that. Wonderful. Are the teams ready to go? Can I be the one? I mean Jamie's bold. Can I be the one who goes with the Holdens instead? You looked from your mom to your Ma, hopeful that you'd at least get to explore the market with Cove. Yeah, exactly. He perked up at the suggestion, but then you saw Ma was pouting at your request to leave her group. Sorry, no can do this time, kiddo. Seeing that neither parent was budging, you slumped your shoulders. You won't be split up too long, right? Mom hooked an arm around you in a little side hug. You grinned.
Thank you.
Taking the lead, Mom walked over towards Cove and Cliff, who was still eyeing her confusedly.
Let's go.
Yeah, Mr. Holden is not having it. Clifford is not having it at all, and I agree. He looks so nice. We're heading out, sure, okay, bye-bye. Cove looked at you softly and found himself pulled forward, stopping in front of you. His expression flickered for a moment.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. Cove lightly took one of your hands in his and gave it a small squeeze. He dipped his face forward, wanting to kiss farewell. He's taking the initiative out there in public, in front of everyone. He's doing the initiative. Holy shit! When instead he stopped midway, his whole body stiff. Let's drink. He jerked his gaze back at your mom, and you realized that she had grabbed the hem of his shirt. She gave it a small tug before letting go.
No.
What the fuck, Mom? Time's a wasting, Curve, and I've known you long enough to be aware that you're one to linger. If I don't stop you now, you'll only drag your feet on parting ways more. The two of you can snuggle and make out as much. Oh shit! What the fuck? Also, she's smiling so aggressively. I don't know, it's kind of creeping me out. What the fuck? I have important shopping to do. What is her smile? Why is she she looks evil. Even though she's a nice person and all, but I don't know. I don't know. Cope gasped at what he felt was a truly obscene thing to say. His face burned red, but that was ignored by him. He spoke with an unimpressed roll of his eyes.
Seriously?
You don't need to literally pull me away from Jamie, I'm not that clingy. Mom sniggered with a shake of her head. Cove's eyebrows raised over their reaction and he turned to Ma. She wouldn't meet his eye as she whistled innocently. Liz smirked ear to ear and Cove whipped his head towards his dad. Mr. Holden couldn't offer anything more than an apologetic shrug. It was only then that it dawned on Cove that everyone did think he was that needy. No. Finally he dared to face you with wide, pleading eyes. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet, yeah. There's nothing wrong. Come on, Cove, you know how it is. There's nothing wrong with being attached. It's nice. Let's go with that option, maybe? And you meant it. You very much enjoyed Cove's company and his affectionate nature, but that wasn't exactly a denial of what he was being accused of. Mom's smile grew. Cove couldn't believe it that he was completely outnumbered. His mouth twisted as he struggled to come up with something to say in his defense. Did we make a bad mistake? Are we just teasing him now, cruelly? Are we cruel people now for bullying him? I think that was quite a sincere thing Jamie said. Yeah, well, so what? That admission had Lizzie Mobs and his dad bursting out in laughter. Cove grimaced and walked several steps from the group before stopping. He clearly wanted to move on so much that he was physically moving away. I feel that, Cove. I do that often. He smiled softly and waved goodbye. When he noticed Cove's mouth pulled into a bent smile of his own and he seemed to feel better upbeat.
See you later.
Take care of yourselves. Grinning Ma sent them off with a big smile. Big wave. Liz gave a daintier goodbye wave herself. And this is gonna be a really awkward chapter if I remember correctly. Yeah, I feel unsure about this. You thought you would get to go shopping all together. You had been looking forward to being able to go through the market with your boyfriend. You didn't like having a plan. Let's go with the middle one because this is aggressive romance run of the game. It just didn't understand why you couldn't have gotten to stick with Cove. Liz noticed that you were already deflating and took up the spot next to you. She elbowed you in a gesture that could be only encouraging when coming from an older sibling. I don't know. Do you think there'll be any nice ginger around here? We'll have to find out. You nodded plainly, not having much to add right now, while led you both into the busy market. Some time passed and your group had spent it browsing for the most part. There were only a few stalls you stopped at, but otherwise you were dragging your feet, trailing along behind mine, Liz. Oh, come on, Jamie, don't be like that. Don't be like that. You could at least spend time with your mind, Liz. At one point, Ma stopped suddenly. She put a hand on her belly and gave a half-hearted smile. I think I should have used the bathroom before we left home like the two of you responsibly did. Just need to pee.
Yes.
I'll have to visit the ladies' room now. Should we wait here? Ma craned forward as she struggled to pinpoint the direction she needed to go. She gently brushed your comment away. There's no need to worry about me for this, or waste time standing around. Keep on shopping. Actually, I might need help finding my way. Can you please come, Lizzie? You and your sister had to share Luke over that. Why do that of all things?
Hey.
Ma, if anyone should go anywhere on their own, shouldn't be you. You're the one needing a detour and you're the parent here. Ma giggled, unfazed by the resistance. Liz meanwhile tipped the brow of her hat up. Brow of her hat? Is that a word too? I'm learning so much new English with this game. A brow of her hat? I've never heard that before. Watching more skeptically. A brow of a hat? Soon enough, Jamie will have to handle doing this kind of errands on his own. This makes good practice. I think Jamie knows how to do groceries or buy groceries. Moved an arm around Liz's and pulled her along.
Have fun.
Excuse me. You stood there stunned. You watched dumbfounded as they waded into the crowd. They were out of sight within moments, and what started as a group outing rapidly became you entirely on your own. That's kind of like sucky if you're looking for like social interaction. I mean, what should we do? Overwhelmed, screwed them, done with the whole trip. You felt great being left on your own. You thought Ma was being ridiculous, but you didn't really mind. I guess we can go with that. Honestly, I probably would feel great about being left on my own, because doing groceries, as said, I think it's torment when there's a lot of people around. And few times when we have like had like some group thing with friends, like we went to a summer house or something like that together, and we tried to organize food so that we would all eat the same dinner and stuff like that, like we would cook together. It was horrible. It was just horrible. Like, starting from like how much time is spent in the store. I took out my like body temperature measurement thing. I'm shaking it so that the metallic liquidified metal or whatever it is inside goes like down. I'm gonna check my temperature while we stream, but don't worry about that. Like, organizing food like this, there were like maybe sometimes 7 to 9 of us. It took such a long time at the store, and then cooking that food and all that. It's like, it's not worth it. I think we have like collectively just agreed that we are gonna give up on that. We are not doing it anymore. Like, everyone handles their own food. It's so much easier like that. Anyway, so let's go with this second last option. You weren't sure what ulterior motives Ma had for pulling this, but that was far down on your priority list at the moment. You were starting to feel happy at the idea of doing things at your own pace. Yeah, exactly, it's nice to do your own things at your own time. You texted Cove to meet up. Yes! Yes, because we are aggressively Cove centered. At that point you had no interest in your mom's plan. If they were going to stick around to follow it through, you were going to do what you could actually wanted. Taking out your phone, you quickly pulled your chat with Curve up and sent, "Wanna shop together? Or could I join your group?" My Liz went off themselves and left me. It wasn't long at all before you got a response back. Cove responded in rapid fire messages. What? Wait. Where are you? You took a survey at your surroundings and then sent him a description of where you were and the path you took to get there. While you waited for his response, you watched all the people moving around and past you. There wasn't a single familiar face. I mean, that's a good thing. No one comes to talk to you if that's the case. When your phone received a new text, you breathed a sigh of relief. Okay, I'm on my way. Cove couldn't get there fast enough. There wasn't any reason that you could think of why you had to wander around the market alone. When you were certain Cove wasn't sending any more messages for now, you went to put your phone away. Why do you have to go put your phone away? Where do you go put it? Can't you just put it into your pocket? The familiar keychain caught your eye, bringing a warm smile to your lips. It was still so easy to remember those early days of your friendship, of your relationship with Cove, his pink cast, his big sad eyes, his frustration with his parents. But through it all, he was there. Since you met him, Cove had always been there. You had grown up to really appreciate it, what it meant. I also we were in Japan. We also got like these gotcha keychains of like these cute little chubby dragons with my friend. I have mine attached to my microphone. It's a nice warm fuzzy feeling. I do agree. You placed your phone back to where it belonged and checked around for a nearby stall to kill time at. One pulled your focus. Ooh! While most stalls were selling various garden-grown foods, this one had an array of homemade fudge. There were even vegan versions of every option, which is great. Oh, that looks so good. I love fudge. But it's there's like this one recipe I like to make, but a lot of my friends have like nut allergies, so I haven't been making it in a while. It's like chocolate fudge with salted peanuts. So it's like salty. It's really good. I love salt. The texture is just perfect. Like the fudge itself is like it's just a nice consistency bite too. And then the nuts are like cracky and all, and then it has the combination of chocolate, creamy chocolate and salt. It's so good. You sidestepped past a few other people and got yourself right in front of the counter for a better look. It was widespread, dozens and dozens of delicately cut squares of decadence. The owner smiled and approached you to explain their shop. The fudge is sold in boxes of 4 pieces. They either can be all the same or all different, or any mix you like. Are you looking to buy any today? I'm gonna get a box just for Cove, but also for myself. Isn't there not option for me and Cove? I also wanted to get a box for myself. And that's all. Okay, that's great. Who the fuck has money for this? Who can buy fudge at the farmer's market? Seriously, it's so expensive. Yeah, I could use some fudge. The selfie picked. Okay, what do we have here? We have milk chocolate, dark chocolate mint. Ooh, mint. Red velvet, dark chocolate, white chocolate, maple walnut, white chocolate peppermint, cookies and cream, caramel swirl, chocolate peanut butter, key lime, chocolate toffee. I guess white chocolate and caramel swirl sounds pretty good. Chocolate peanut butter. I don't like peanut butter that much. Maple walnut sounds interesting. Now I crave fudge. Key lime. Let's have key lime. And did we already take caramel swirl? No, we didn't. Let's have one of those. For Cove, I think white chocolate maybe? I think he ordered like lemon crepe, so maybe key lime. It's like citrusy. And maybe then chocolate peanut butter. Do I remember correctly, like he ate a peanut butter sandwich once? Let's have Let's have a maple bone so we both have one. You were already looking forward to when you'd eat your fine selection of fudge. You couldn't help but try to imagine how Cove might react when you presented this to him. You paid and there was no stopping the large grin going all across your face. Pivoting on your heels, you wove your way back to where you were initially. You kept yourself on alert, trying to spot a curve among the crowd. For the next several minutes you stood there on high alert, trying to spot Curve among the crowd. You broke into a smile when you saw his familiar seafoam hair sticking out above the masses. He hadn't seen you yet, but Co was walking with purpose in your direction. You noticed he was hefting a couple bags in his hand. Curve! Over here! He instantly stopped dead in his tracks. Quite an expression. Like, what was it? Stop dead? Stop dead. That's intense. Alert, Cove's head snapped up and his eyes searched the crowd until they landed on you. His whole demeanor brightened at the sight. Jamie! But even from a distance, you could tell his mood shifted again. He seemed serious. He waved through a passerby awkwardly in an attempt to get through as fast as reasonably possible, nearly stumbling more than once. It only took a moment for him to arrive.
Are you okay?
Yeah, what did my mom think about you coming? I have no idea. Yours weren't the only ones to just leave. Your mom took my dad before you even messaged. You're kidding. I wish. This is so weird. Can't believe this happened to both of us. They planned it, they had to, but I don't know why. Are they pranking us? I don't know either. And you meant it, you couldn't fathom what your moms were up to. Bob shook his head, trying to clear his mind.
So...
His change in tone caught your attention. You watched his eyes start to twinkle with mischief as his mouth pulled into a cheeky smile. You know, it is technically later, and your mom isn't around this time. You chuckled, knowing exactly what he was implying. That incident was already replaying in your head. Wait, is he referring to the kiss? Oh, so they're just gonna start making out in the middle of the market? I mean, sure, let's go for it. You stepped closer, placing a hand on his upper arm. Cole beamed and leaned in. It was quick. Too quick. But you couldn't feel him smile. You could feel him smile through it. When you both did part, Cole chuckled affectionately. I'm glad it's later.
Me too.
So, his gaze wandered off as if one of your parents might simply appear if he kept checking, and you could tell he was still processing the situation. He scratched the back of his head, looking sheepish. Do you still wanna go shopping with me? Definitely. Cole beamed, and you were ecstatic at the thought of spending the rest of the trip with him. I remember a situation now. I was with my friend when we were kids. And we were not at the farmer's market, but it was generally like a marketplace outside with like all kinds of clothes. I think it was with my friend. I think? Am I making this up? Maybe I was thinking about my friend, but I was actually there with my father. It could be that. Yeah, we were there, and it was nice because it wasn't with purpose. Like, we didn't have a list. We were just like, I think we were abroad, and just like looking through the clothes and necklaces and all that shit, like all kinds of trinkets. And it was a really big market, but it was fun doing that because we had no aim there. Like, we didn't go there to shop, so it was more like browsing around, and we could walk from stall to stall, and in that sense it was like okay way of spending time. We were able to have like conversations there and stuff, but when it's like with a purpose, like we need to go that and that and that and get this list, I don't know. It was finally time to take some control back over your day. Cove's grin twisted into a conspirational one. You both knew that you were going against whatever had been planned for this outing, but luckily neither of you cared one bit at this point. So, where the first? I don't mind going back back the way I came, if it's new to you. Is it hard to miss stuff, even if I've gone past it? What have you gotten? Cove shuffled his bags around and started pulling them open so you could peek inside with each one. English! English! Peek inside each one! You recognized the array of things he picked up around the market. I mostly got typical things I could use pretty easily so far. Nothing super exciting. There were a few cucumbers, some lemons, and sweet potatoes, among other things that were wrapped up so you couldn't discern what they were. What Cove bought made sense, but it was far from a complete selection. You glanced around at the nearby stalls. Want to start over there? Cove followed your eye as you pointed at one of the largest stalls. It was filled with several kinds of staple fruits and vegetables.
Come on.
Once a few people finished paying and moved, you and Cove got yourselves directly in front of the shop. There were so many things to pick from. I mean, what the fuck would I buy? I guess I would... You know what? We have endless pockets, right? We have so much money. We are gonna fucking buy everything. We're gonna buy... we're just gonna buy everything there is because we have money in this game. The shop owner put your selection together and handed it to you in a few bags. Seriously, like, if we are having that much money in this game, if games are made to explore fantasies that can't come, that are not just part of reality, if games offer you options to live through your biggest fantasies, having a lot of money is one of them, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Happily you paid and waited for Cove to make his purchase. Ready to go? Cove grinned, satisfied with his new choices. He had added another bag to his small but growing collection. You nodded. Oh wait, before we start moving and everything, wanna hold hands? I mean, it's cute. I mean, sure, why not? I just started thinking, like, they're gonna be sweaty hands. They've been walking around in the market the whole day. It's crowded, and they have, like, really heavy bags that they're now having to carry in one hand. It's gonna be crowded and all, but it's fine. It's cute. They're just being two boys in love, you know? You held onto his hand. There was no way you could say no to that face. Delighted, you laced your fingers with his without hesitation. Cove squeezed your hand back. With renewed eagerness, your boyfriend nodded his head in the direction you had been going towards.
Alright.
Together you and Cove wandered the market on the lookout for any stalls that caught your attention. Cove was walking around with a spring in his step, talking about the various meal ideas he had in mind. After a while you had to go great distances to find something of interest. Several of the stalls were selling the same goods. It was only a matter of which one you wanted to buy from. I mean, sometimes there can be price differences, right? Or do they have like just an agreement on, okay, let's all have the same price? I don't know. Okay, I have a little bit of temperature, but it's not that bad. So I think I can sleep it off. If I take medicine, you know? It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna be so fine. You know why I think I have this fever? Not even fever, just a slight temperature, you know why? Probably because I pulled like almost pulled 3 all-nighters this week. It's probably because of that. It'll pass. It'll pass so quick. Anyway, you continued ambling down the pathway until Cove stopped suddenly, literally pulling you away from your thoughts. Cove? You followed his eyeline past the crowds. Immediately you knew what had grabbed him. homemade jams and local honey. Ooh, jam is so good. That stall was glittering with quaint glass jars stacked high, each encasing gels of varying colors. Those are again gonna be so fucking expensive. Cove's eyes were practically sparkling at the sight. His feet automatically began to take him there, likely without being fully aware. He had made an unexplained detour. When he got closer, he was surprised there were even more varieties than he thought. There were even different honeys based on what type of pollen the bees used. Cove's focus seemed torn between a bowl of blackberry jam and one of clover honey. Want some honey? No. No. I mean, we are here for the bad jokes, aren't we? Do you want some honey? You said just to tease him. Dumbfounded, Cove nodded in response. His face was burning red. You grinned way too pleased with your own joke. Come on, it was not that clever. I'm gonna blow my nose. You thought things over for yourself. Okay, I guess we're gonna buy stuff. I'm gonna buy all the jams. There we go. And that was everything. You paid and the shop owner started putting together your order. Those bags are gonna be so heavy. We are heavy lifting here in the market. They carefully packed it in a couple bags with paper. Thank you very much. Amused, you watched Cove give in and just by birth the clover honey and the blackberry jam. He also went all in, getting spring wildflower honey and plum jam too. I have never eaten plum jam, I think. The thought of plum jam even existing like never crossed my mind, but I guess it is a thing. It would make sense. It's like a jam made of fruit. Because there's a lot of fruit made like based jams. It's just... Have I ever even seen a jar of plum jam? No, wait, plum jam. Wait, it's plum jam, right? I'm taking everything back. Oh, I was thinking about peaches for some reason instead of plums. Of course I know about plum jam. It's like it's a must during Christmas time in Finland. It's more like maybe marmalade of plum. Oh, totally different thing. Peaches, I was thinking of peaches. And I do think I have not ever seen peach jam. I don't know if that's even a fruit one makes jam out of, but... You know, but they probably make it somewhere.
Thank you.
We both stepped away from the stall. Cobb didn't fail to notice the look you've been giving him since he agonized over his toast toppers. This doesn't go bad for a long time, so why not stock up? I could have chosen one if I wanted. Also, Jamie, you bought the fucking the whole collection of jams there. Sure, and I get it. Why do you think I got so many too? Exactly. As he began to stroll, Cove looked up at the sky. He smiled. It was sort of unexpected, considering all of this was technically an errand, and unexpected changes often upset him. But he was happy, and Cove liked doing this kind of normal thing. Unshrimp. And you could tell that Cove especially enjoyed doing these kind of things with you. Yay! Why would Cove's pleased attitude annoy me? I mean, in real life, sometimes it would, maybe. But it's Jamie. Jamie is all over. Is like completely head over heels for Cove. You blushed thinking about how comfortable doing this with Cove felt. Yay! It felt more than normal or mundane it felt. Right. We're so domestic is something I would totally say. Glad you're having a good time. I kind of wonder what the others are doing right now. You're mental. I think I'm gonna go with we're so domestic. I just really like the comment. I don't know why. Cobb took a sharp intake of air and started coughing for a moment. Afterwards, he looked at you and your teasing grin and chuckled.
You're right.
That is true. I like it. Later, when you spotted a less crowded area, you took a break from browsing. Hope started rummaging through one of his bags just to check on how his goods were doing. A smile grew on his face as he went on to the next one. You chuckled knowing that Cub wouldn't let anything go to waste. There wasn't a single doubt he was gonna eat it all. He held a hand in front of your face and you squinted upwards. The sun had moved. Oh, you held... What did I read? I don't know. You held a hand in front of your face. I thought I read it, he held a hand in front of your face, and I was like kind of confused. The sun had moved quite a bit. You'd been at the market for a good while now. Neither your feet nor your arms were sore right now. What do you mean? You're carrying a shit ton of things, like many kilograms, okay? And Cobb looked to be doing fine too, but that was something that could be coming. There was a price to pay for this much shopping, and it wasn't always just in money. I mean, we could offer a piggyback ride. Cobb gave you an odd look until he realized that you were completely serious. He burst into laughter. Come on. You might not have been as tall as he was, but you had strength. Yeah, we are toned, right? Right? We established it earlier today. We are very toned, right? His chuckling died down and you could tell Cobb was somewhat considering your offer. But he shook his head.
I mean...
I've got all these bags and I'd already do piggyback rides. My dad was the only one I ever got them from. I can do it, Curve, and I want you to try. Oh well, he twisted in place uncomfortably while he continued to stand firm. And then he relented. Alright, we can try. A grin broke out on your face. Somehow that was meant to be a favor for him. Somehow what was meant to be a favor for him had ended up like he was going to the trouble for you. But you had still won this round. Okay, up we go. You crouched back down for Cove to get on. Cautiously he draped himself against your back and wrapped his arms around your neck. He tried tucking his long legs in as you slowly stood up a bit while you worked on getting your hands around them to help hold, but it was awkward with all the bags. Still you continued on.
Oh my god.
Oh, that feels horrible. I just thinking about the idea of having all the bags and you're in a crowded market and you're tired and mentally exhausted and then doing a piggyback ride. Oh, horrible idea, but you know, they're cute together, so whatever. You did it. His grip was so tight it was slightly uncomfortable, but there was no stopping the grin growing on your face. You knew he was gonna have a fun time. And with that, you and Cove continued your trip through the market together. My mum had both texted you during the trip, though only to say that they hoped you'd find some good stuff and that they'd see you later. There were no answers on where they went or why. Okie dokie. Young Cove continued to wind your way through the bustling market. The list of outstanding items steadily shrinking while bags grew heavier. Cove must have had a fantastic view of the market from your back. You might have thought that would have helped find the produce needed, but you would have been wrong. Putting Cove closer to the sky had made it easier for him to lose his head in the clouds. You heard as much about cool birds and people's stylish hair as you did about where you might find the next thing to pick up. He was just reveling in the new experience, and that was okay. Piggyback rides are really nice. I don't there are like few people I entrust on giving me a piggyback ride, but I do like, at least when I was younger, I did like giving piggyback rides to my friends. But then I also had like sturdier body. Now all my like muscles have shrunk. They're like non-existent, except for my legs, which is good, but my upper body would need a little bit more muscle to be able to do it anymore at this point. But it was something I was really proud of when I was younger. Like I would like brag about how strong I was, and like I wanted to give piggyback rides to everyone. even if they didn't want it. And I remember running around with people on my back and like jumping over like small, what do you call those things, like I don't know, well anyway, like tree trunks and stuff like that, you know. Not tree trunks, that sounds like way too big, but like small ones, like maybe 20 centimeter high things. Obstacles. Obstacle is the word. Like small obstacles. I'll take my hoodie off, because I am feeling warm and it's slightly uncomfortable. Now I'm feeling cold without my hoodie on, but it's fine. I'll put I like this a little thinner sweater. Let me put it on. Maybe this is like a good compromise. A compromise of temperature around me. Okay, there we go. Continuing with the story. Eventually he realized that he'd not checked his phone in a while. Couldn't reach it from his current position, so he came to a stop out of the flow of food traffic and let him hop down. How many hours have they been there? Cove rearranged all the bags he was carrying, freeing a hand so that he could pull out his phone. He watched his eyes dart over the screen as he read waiting messages. Not important. I can reply to that later. He mumbled his verdict under his breath. Then Cove's face scrunched up with confusion.
Huh?
Wait, I've got a message from my dad. Listen to this. Cove, I wasn't part of the plan. I didn't know what was going on when I left with Jamie's mom. Where are you? He sent that ages ago. I didn't hear it come in. He sent another one since then. He says he hopes I'm alright and that he's not bothering me. The newest one says everybody's going to the parking lot soon. We can meet up there. He lowered his phone, eyes narrowed. The same conclusion that was settling on you had landed on Cove as well. So it was on purpose, and this is what I don't understand, like what the fuck was the point? I mean, the game intentionally makes it confusing, but still, like what the fuck is this plot line? The crowd of people passing by stayed as noisy as ever, a sharp contrast to the silence that had fallen over you. What is the reaction to this? He was rubbing the screen of his phone against his shirt, wiping away dust and debris. He continued scrubbing the screen long after anything could have remained. The action a poor substitute for pushing away the awkwardness of the moment. I mean, I'm not having an emotional reaction to this. You didn't care about what your moms had done. Yeah, let's go with that. I mean, we had a good day. By the end of it, like, we had fudge, we got jams, we bought all the vegetables, we carried our boyfriend, like, on our back. I think it's been a pleasant enough day. Wait, what did he say? It hadn't changed what you'd done today, only who you'd done it with. I mean, they can be really weird, huh? Let's go with that one.
Are you okay?
His voice was gentle. Yeah, really. That's good. Abandoning us without a warning wasn't really a cool idea, even if they went well, which they probably did. He looked you straight in the eyes. Not making a big big deal out of this is nice. I'm not exactly thrilled personally. So if you do want to complain to me, you can. You can be kind of annoying to me. What the fuck, Jamie? What the fuck? Let's go with I don't have anything to complain about. They're just weird. Let's go with that. I don't want like the negativity here. I don't want the negativity here. It's fine. Nothing ever. Oh, did he mean like in general? Oh, I thought we have not saved in a while, so we can't go back. Shit. I don't know. Yeah, we can't go back. Let's have a save here, by the way, because if something happens and I want to go back, we have to do. We will be able to. His mouth hung open, and then he laughed.
No way.
Come on, you gotta have plenty of stuff to complain about just from the stunts I pulled myself, let alone what's happened today. You cracked a grin at that, despite yourself. He could certainly be a troublemaker when he wanted to be, but he could also be kind. After a moment, he stepped away from you, face turned. Cove closed his eyes and took a deep breath. His brows creased, then furrowed deeper into a scowl, his arms tightly coiling together. So they did do something stupid, I knew it. His voice had taken on an exaggerated quality, but what truly distinguished it from Cove's typical speaking tone was the abundance of rage. This is such a chore. Parents are so dumb. Why do people have to go places with family members anyways? I hate them. You got it instantly. It had been years since the boy with the bowl cut had been in town for the summer. But Cove had never forgotten. I did not get the reference. I was so confused for a while. I was like, is he trying to like complain for us when we said like we didn't complain, or we don't have anything to complain, to like demonstrate how we could complain? Oh, he's talking about Jeremy, right? Jeremy is the person's name, right? To this day, he continued to unleash his impersonation whenever the moment felt right. Sometimes he wondered if the act had grown more exaggerated over the years, or if the kid really was always that ridiculous. That kid is never gonna live that down, huh? You shook your head at Cove's silliness. I don't know, I don't feel like going along with it. Like, can we just forget about Jeremy? Let's just shake our heads. It was nice of him to keep trying to cheer you up. Cove gave you a lopsided smile, letting the joke rest for now. Come on, we should probably go meet with the group. Yeah, you didn't dally any longer, slipping back into the crowd and making your way towards the entrance of the farmer's market. It didn't take long to reach the parking lot. Your parents, Mr. Holden and Liz, were already waiting there, and they waved at you both as you approached. Your own family seemed to be in a pretty good mood, in contrast to Mr. Holden. He stared at Cove with open concern as you got closer. Hey bud, hey Jamie, how you doing? We'd be doing better if we hadn't been abandoned in the farmer's market by our families. I don't know, why is it so a big deal? I don't know. Is this a normal and healthy reaction? I mean, okay, I'll try to approach this from friend group perspective. Because I can't, like, imagine a family situation like this. But if I went to a market with friends and they would just abandon me, maybe I'd feel left out and like sad, like a little confused about it, and then I'll probably be a little on a sour mood. Like, I would not be like maybe ecstatic about it. Maybe I can like approach this from that perspective. You saw your mom frowning at his response, Ma glancing from Cove to Mom with blinking eyes. Just because Jamie is really laid back doesn't mean you can just leave him out of your plans and expect him to go with it every time. Okay, it seems kind of loaded. Has this happened in the past? Or is this how Cove perceives Jamie's parents? Does Cove have some like beef with our moms. Ma hung her head, ashamed, and your mom had a hand pressed on her cheek. You could tell that they were quickly regretting their scheme.
I am so sorry.
Jamie. Her words were full of emotion. Mom squeezed Ma's arm. We were trying to make the errand more of a trip, less of a chore. Ma nodded. We didn't think you, Cove, and Liz wanted to be stuck trudging around a market with your parents all day. Especially not in the summer. My question is, why can't they just say it? Why can't they just say, like, okay, Cove, and like everyone can go their own ways? Like, why make this complicated? What if Cove and Jamie just didn't find each other at the market, you know? Especially not in summer. But you're always very thoughtful and don't like to leave your moms behind, so we did it ourselves. What? You just make that decision for me that I'm thoughtful to my parents, not leaving them? What the fuck? It was only going to be the market, not the other stops, I promise. Still, you're right. We could have just told you and let you make your own call. Yeah, that was yeah, this is all weird. I'm really so sorry. Neither of us meant to upset you. Also, like, what has happened for the writers of this game to come up with such a ridiculous plot?
I'm really sorry.
All gas, no brakes. And we should have known better, sorry. Ma ditched me too after pulling her urgent potty break stunt, if that helps. I went off to do my own shopping as it seems they planned.
Sorry.
I'm sorry I didn't check back in with you. I wasn't thinking and just tried to blow it off. You quietly took in their stories of what happened. Over to the side, Ko was talking to his dad. Thanks for telling me something was up, though I feel bad for missing the warning when you sent it.
You're welcome.
It's no trouble, sport. I learned my lesson about making surprise plans. Besides, I gotta register every thought that wanders through this head by you. I've gotta register every thought that wanders through this head by you first, right? That sounds about right, yeah. Cove smiled at his dad, Mr. Holden laughing, clapped the Cove on the back.
Not bad.
Wow, we're really being outplayed today. You realized you hadn't been the only onlookers to the Holden's moment. Your moms were exchanging rueful looks. Liz had her arms crossed over her chest, patiently watching it all unfold. Yeah, looks like it. We'd better find some way to catch up.
In that case,
Maybe we can do Jamie's chores for the next week. Mom jabbed Ma on the shoulder. You might be onto something. Jamie, how do you like the sound of that? They looked at you hopefully. Make it 2 weeks. I have to do more than that. Let's make it 2 weeks. Mom laughed despite your totally serious words. I hear you. And at the very least, we can make sure everyone stays together for the rest of the stops we're making today. We all nodded at the suggestion. Should I make the game a little less loud? There we go.
yes.
We won't let you down. We'll be the best sheepdogs ever, guarding the flock and catching any strays.
Funny.
We could at least be shepherds. You chuckled, your mood lifting in spite of the bumpy morning. It was going to be alright. You turned to the entrance of the farmer's market for one final glance, pressing it into your memory under this new light. You thought on what you'd picked up on the market and how you were going to enjoy it later. On things you could only get from the local suppliers like this. That was another perk about coming along with the market, along to the market today. Like fudge, hell yeah! Cove then sidled up next to you, an eager smile on his face. You could tell from his expression that he was up to something.
I
No, this wasn't part of the plan for the day, but nothing that happened really was, so you cooked up a seam of your own. He laughed. Anyway, well, I sort of picked something out with you in mind. He held a hand to your chest, staring at Cove as he explained further.
I mean,
Since your moms decided we should shop separately, I figured I could use the time to get you something, just as a little surprise. He reached into one of his bags and retrieved one of the wrapped up objects. He accepted the unexpected present and he looked up excitedly as he tore off the paper. It was a glass bottle of small batch lemonade. You didn't need to taste it to know that it would be nice. It was a boutique product. Yeah, that's expensive. That's fucking expensive. If someone got me a small batch of very expensive lemonade, I would be so flattered. It was heavy in your hands, a container and small metal cap reaffirming the quality. Even the label, constructed from coarse paper rather than a flimsy sheet of plastic, was distinctive. You were practically bouncing in anticipation as he smiled sweetly at your reaction. It's not a big deal, but I just thought you might like it. Thank you, you didn't have to do that, you're so wonderful. Maybe I should say you're so wonderful. I think that's a sweet thing to say. But for the ultimate romance. For the ultimate romance, I think this is a good option. We are a real pair. Let's grin, ready to unleash a surprise on him. His eyes began to widen. I got something for you too, when you weren't around. It was a burst of laughter, first from your mom, followed by a chorus of chuckles from the other three. You'd forgotten that they were still hanging around. Yeah, I don't know, that sounds so embarrassing, I don't know. Showing affection in front of other people. Unfortunately, they hadn't paid you and curved the same courtesy and had been listening in on your conversation. You weren't even apart for a whole day, and you both still used that as a chance to get each other little gifts. I think that's nice. Don't you also like giving your friends also like little gifts? I don't know, I like surprises. Like the very small ones. Not the kinds that don't require a big reaction, you know? Like little gestures. Ma clasped her hands together, eyes bright.
Good job.
Good job. That's so lovely. A day? It was less than a whole morning.
Right?
True, I don't even want to think about what happens when you spend real time apart. That's my boy. He stuck a hand into the bag and pulled out the box of fudge he picked the 4 curve earlier. English. You chuckled coolly, aware that the others were still watching you. When I was alone, I spotted a store with something I thought you'd enjoy. Fudge! Cove's face lit up, his grin stretching from ear to ear. The laughter that came from the others, who were fully tuned into your little show, didn't appear to reach him. You got me something too? Cove took the box of fudge in one hand and claimed one of your hands with his other. He used the hold he had to lead you closer to him while he lifted the hand to his mouth and peppered kisses all over your knuckles. I don't know, that might be a little too much for me. I don't know. That's like a little too much, but it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's sweet. They are enjoying themselves. Apparently they don't feel embarrassed about doing this in front of like other people. It's fine, it's cool. He looked at you with eyes full of delight. Thank you so much, Jamie. At this rate, it wouldn't be just your little group that knew that you'd been trading him. The whole parking lot was going to learn about it. Behind Curve, you could see Mom watching you both with a smile of hilarity. See, this is why he's so attached. You've spoiled him. You shouldn't make fun, Pam. It's clearly mutual. Besides, I don't hear you complaining when I'm spoiling you. Ma pinched Mom's cheek, making her laugh as she battered the hand away.
True.
True. Liz clapped her hands together with the air of a teacher calling for attention. Since the other adults aren't acting like grown-ups, the rest of us are going to have to pick up the slack. It's time to get back on our schedule and continue with the rest of the errands. Playtime is officially over. Ma laughed while Mr. Holden grinned awkwardly. Yeah, that's kinda awkward. It's really awkward. There's a lot of awkwardness in this game. But it's fine. It's a safe environment to feel awkward, you know? It's non-judgmental environment. Mom hung her head in an exaggerated display of mock defeat. Kids are tough, and I can't even call them kids anymore. Liz tut-tutted with a What is tut? Is it like... What is tut? What does tut stand for? I saw it on a comic a while ago, and I was baffled. I didn't really understand what it is about. Tutted? Like... Is that it? Like, but isn't that like T... Isn't like TSK? So what is tut-tut? What is tut-tutting? What is it? Cove shrugged, staying a neutral observer, but the small smile on his face revealed that he was enjoying the conclusion. He laughed, glad that everyone was getting along. That's right, we're all grown-ups now. No, you're not. With that, your trip to the farmer's market was closed. It was time to move on. There were too many of you for one car, so you and Cove had wound up in Mr. Holden's car on the way over. You figured it made sense to do the same for the next leg of the journey. You sat next to Cove in the back. Immediately after the click of the seatbelt in its lock. Immediately after the click of the seatbelt in its lock announced that Cove was safely strapped in, he began to unfold the box of fudge he had been given. You're gonna eat now? Uh-huh. He nodded eagerly, not taking his eyes from the container. I don't blame him. Fucking fudge, okay? Now I feel like making fudge. Maybe the next time we have like a little party with friends, if I have the money for it, maybe I'll make some fudge. What would be good? Like maybe lemon? Some citrusy. That sounds really nice, refreshing and sweet. Anyway, he lifted the top off and longingly admired the selection inside. White chocolate, it always tastes great. Oh, I love nuts in the fudge. I love nuts anyway, but the contrast between the crunchy nuts and the so squishy fudge is great. Is the green fudge lime? Yeah, key lime. That's amazing because it's fudge but also fruity somehow. That's peanut butter in there, right? It's chocolate with peanut butter mixed. Oh, that's so good! Once Cove had finished bestowing praise on what you'd picked, he promptly started sampling the selection. He was smiling, licking his lips and having a grand old time. You could also tell from the way his nibbling was turning into munching that the box wasn't going to survive the trip to the next stop. You were right. And that's alright! Let me blow my nose. I hope my voice doesn't sound too bad, despite like having a runny nose. Cove had tried to savor the treat, claiming just one more until there was only one left, and the statement was finally forced to be true. He finished the last one too. He sighed contentedly.
Thank you.
Again, Jamie, those were really great. You're welcome. He set the picked clean box to the side, then rested his hands on his spoiled tummy. Cove wasn't going to be hungry for a while after that. From there he sat wordlessly, gaze drifting to the window. You knew Cove well enough to spot the signs of when he was physically present but mentally elsewhere. Doesn't everyone have these moments? The way he would fall quiet, staring without saying, the long blinks, all of which he was doing right now as he looked at nothing in particular. He licked his fingers absentmindedly, getting the last of the melted fudge off his hand. You were pleased he'd enjoyed it so much. Closed your eyes as you pulled up the resolve to speak. You were miles away for a second. What were you thinking about? Well, I was just thinking about how nice you are. They're so sweet. How nice I am? Yeah. His face grew redder as his hands clenched around the top of his knees. You You stared at him, hoping for an explanation, but Cove simply ducked his head. When he next spoke, his voice was barely more than a whisper. Wait a moment, I'll collect myself a little. I'm lucky I get to be with you. The words stunned you. Peeked at you from the corner of his eyes, still too shy to look at you directly. Smiled at him affectionately, eliciting an equally caring smile from Cove in return. You felt content, secure in your relationship with Cove. You wanted to save the drink for later. I did this last time, I remember, and I think it resulted in a nice interaction, so I'll keep it for later. It was clearly special, intended to make sure you gave it the attention it deserved. You spent the rest of the day completing the remaining errands all together as a group. You had enjoyed your brief independence. It might not have come about under ideal circumstances, but it had provided you with an opportunity to spend time making your own choices. You felt that you had risen to the challenge. Yay! Save. What do I think? Because there's no one in chat. What do I think? Should I go and do one more? The talks. Should I do it? What is talks? Is it gonna be annoying? Or is it gonna be fine? What is talks about? Are we gonna have like deep conversation? You know what, let's do that, but I'm gonna take a toilet break. Because I really need to do that. And then we can calmly and chilling finish the third one and then end the stream there. Let's do that. So I'll take a little toilet break. I'll see you soon. Okie dokie, I'm back. Yeah, we'll do the talks, and then we'll have to do charity drive and the summer ending in another stream. I don't remember this game being so long. I'm gonna just write a message to our chat, to my friends, just a little warning that we might have to cancel tomorrow's thing if I feel like too sick, because there's people like, if I'm sick, I think it's not that. I think I did a dumb thing. Like I had the overnight, almost all-nighters, so I've slept really little, and then I've been under a little bit of stress, and then I did a very dumb thing and my throat is irritated, so I think it might be just a reaction to all that. I don't think I'm having any kind of virus or anything like that, like influenza or anything, but I'll just send a message to my friends that in case I wake up tomorrow feeling worse, we might have to cancel our session, like Pathfinder session. Okay, there we go. Usually I'm quite fine with getting sick, but now that we had like all these social plans, it's kind of a bummer, you know? Anyway, we're gonna have some talks. And does the game crash? Yes. Did we save? Yeah, I have to force the game shut. Yeah. Oh, there's some problem going on. What the fuck? Oh no. Okay, I'll have to I'll have to end the stream here because my computer is having a problem. What the heck? Okay, I'll end the stream. We are not gonna do the talks this time. Let's do the talks next time. My computer is having some problem here, so never mind. Thanks for watching the stream. Anyone watching the VOD, thank you for watching, and see you another time. Bye bye.